Hello, this is Michael P. Sill from Phoenix, Arizona, USA, and I'm going to be doing the read over here for the destructive driving, and I will be reading the script Man versus Musk, and the script reads as follows. Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for coming. I'm Jordan. Welcome to the Man versus Musk, a show, a comedy, a call to action, a political movement that requires our attention and focus. More on the Musk matter later. My name is Justin Scott. I'm a lifelong New Yorker from Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn. All right, go Mets. Even though they're from Queens, yeah. I'm also a realtor and a wannabe do-gooder. I've decided to dedicate this portion of my life to a specific important purpose: saving lives from distracted driving. Not bad, right? I mean, it could be worse. I could be another well-off jerk who doesn't do anything for anybody, right? In spite of the crazy and chaotic times you're living in, I believe that each of us has the capacity to change the world for the better. That's right, one person, with the help of others, can change the world. Ordinary people like you and me, some who may already be making the world a better place in many different ways, and I commend you. I want to join forces with you to take on all the brands of distraction. So what am I doing here? Is this some kind of filibuster? No, I'm not a lobbyist. I'm just making a personal appearance as a fellow human being. The writing is on the wall in regards to distracted driving. It's alongside of us on the roads, on the TV and on the radio. I mean, it's there. How can we not feel and absorb what is happening? Some people ask me, Jordan, of all the issues in the world that you could get involved in, why did you choose distracted driving? Why is this your concern? What's your origin story? Do you have a friend or loved one who's a victim of distracted driving? The simple answer is no, I don't know. I do not. And I have no tragic origin story. This is just one of the several areas of interest. I hope that it's okay. My quest is not fueled by personal grief. And why should it be? Should we only care about a cause because we are somehow directly or indirectly affected by it? No, of course not. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. All the power to all the people who raise money and awareness, drive research, and make changes for the better, who were personally impacted by the cause they are championing. I'm not that guy. I've always had a sense of fairness. I don't like bullies or cheaters. I don't like when people take advantage or of a manipulated and marketed to be in a way that puts themselves and others at risk of their safety. The point is that we have to discipline ourselves to be laser-light focused, stay on topic, and follow through if we're ever going to accomplish anything at all, much less affect positive change. I'm here to shine a light on distracted driving. Ours is a culture of interruption. Human beings are easily distracted. Some of us have the attention span of a Cocker Spaniel. We are living in distracted times, a time of multitasking. Some of you are checking your email and text or social media even while I speak. I don't know how you're doing it, but you're doing it. You may not even realize that what you're doing. No one is immune, none of us. We're all distracted with millions of thoughts running through our brains all the time. But please don't drive at the same time. That's all I'm asking. Pay attention to the road and the others distracted drivers you have to deal with. Isn't that enough? The answer to this predicament lies within. I'm calling on a group effort to make individual personal change. Every one of us needs to pivot and do something to improve in the struggle against our own distraction, especially when we're in the car. We all have our idiosyncratic ways in the car of coping with the possibility of distraction. Is anyone keeping their cell phone in the back seat? Or out of plain sight? Are we too undisciplined to peek and put the phone down, even at red lights? Absolutely. I think maybe we care. We cannot trust ourselves. Powerful forces are spending marketing dollars to vie our attention. To varying degrees, we are all dysfunctional. Every distraction is an opportunity for someone to sell us, like those on radio, sports, or politics shows. We've got Joe from the store calling from his car. Watch out for that 16-wheeler, Joe. Next is Pete from Staten Island. But seriously, shouldn't the sports Radio hosts be instructing their large listening audiences, 40% of whom are listening in their cars, to be legally parked when calling in to discuss politics or sports? And it's not just the sports radio industrial complex encouraging us to drive distractively. It's NPR and other call-in radio shows as well. They know that callers are in their cars. That's the demographics they want. That's who their sponsors are catering to, people driving in their cars. But it's not just the radio guys who are contributing. There was Quib, who had 2 ads in 2020 Super Bowl, launched original programming only watchable on the phone. The billion-dollar media play crashed and fizzled faster than 10-minute limit of original content you were supposed to watch. Seems they outsmarted themselves. Distracted drivers chose to indulge instead of the distracted recreational playground of watching HBO Go, Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu, with the option to be watched on your phone. Sure, you don't have to watch it on your phone or when you're driving, but you can. And surely these companies fully expect that a significant percentage of the audience will. Netflix spent $13 billion in content in 2021. Would it be a big deal for them to portion a small amount of that to remind that viewers to watch these shows responsibly? Some goes for all the other streaming content providers. As for Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, and others, yes, my phone occasionally asks me if I'm driving, but only sometimes. What's up with that? The message is easily circumvented by saying, no, I'm not. March 2021 was Distracted Drivers Awareness Month for Verizon. Did you know it was Distracted Drivers Awareness Month? I guess driver's awareness isn't that important to them the rest of the year. The telecommunications companies all have their websites, and they say don't be a distracted driver. But why would anybody go to a website like that? They're doing the absolute minimal requirement, and it's so obviously and painfully wrong. I propose that these companies be called out for not being good citizens. Do the right thing, the moral, ethical thing, because let's face it, these companies have not shown any regard for public safety. Look at these commercials that are clearly targeting 200 million potential distracted drivers. Yes, it's difficult to believe. What has the world come to? They are selling cars that actually encourage distracted driving. They're paying ad agencies to come up with this. Look at the young women taking selfies while they're driving. This kind of behavior should be discouraged. It should become unlearned instead of being celebrated as the norm. I have chosen to devote myself and my resources to starting this conversation because, let's face it, somebody needs to do this. I am the self-appointed czar battling against distracted driving, trying to create these difficult conversations and move us all forward on solutions to this problem. The issue, more than any other issue I'm working on, really needs a billion-dollar effort. I'm hoping that someone with deeper pockets than me will be moved to step in my shoes and lead the way to safer, less distracted driving. In the event of my death, hopefully not by a distracted driver. I've instructed the executor of my estate to take out a full-page ad in major newspapers and publications warning the public against the perils of distracted driving. I understand this may seem excessive or over the top, but somebody has to start this conversation we're having with the rest of America. This is a bipartisan issue. This is something we can all get behind as Americans. No discussion of this topic can be completed without addressing the elephant in the room. Elon Musk built his electric car company, Tesla, around the promise that it represented the future of driving. However, Musk has been intentionally tone-deaf to the epidemic of distracted driving. In fact, he has built his empire disempowering drivers from the ability to pay attention and keep the car on the road. Why are we giving up on man's ability to be safer and more effective driver than a robot? Have we thrown in the towel on fighting for mankind to be better than technology? Should we really give up the control of our own fate so Elon Musk and others can profit? Why? Because he says we should? Have we really become this lazy? Tesla has a feature called ludicrous mode. I know it sounds like a power energy drink. It allows Tesla to go from 0 to 60 miles an hour without making a sound, which I guess is an important feature to have. It's innovations like that why Forbes magazine has called Elon Musk the richest man on the planet, and I would add also the greatest champion of distracted driving the world has ever seen. How can he talk about Mars and space exploration when he doesn't know or frankly care about what's happening on the ground or on Route 22 here on planet Earth? The way to save lives is through behavioral science. That's the way to stop distracted driving, or what I think should be called destructive driving, because it's much worse than being distracted when the result is lost loved ones and broken hearts. The way to stop Destructive driving is to put down your phone when you're driving. It's just that simple. Put down the effing phone. Change your behavior. Shut out all distractions compelling for your attention and disposable income. Just drive. I know it's easy to conceptualize and hard to do it, but I can and it should be done because it's safe and the responsible thing to do. Musk has shown no interest in any of this. He's a billionaire promoter of distracted driving. He's built his wealth and reputation on the promise of the self-driving car. Over and over, Musk has declared that truly autonomous driving are nearly there. The day when a Tesla could drive itself, which it turns out much further away than the previous estimations, extolling the virtues of autopilot, leading drivers to falsely believe that it is safe to keep their eyes off the road. His own experts and advisors have told him he's creating a false understanding of what engineers at Tesla originally called advanced supportive driving. At this time, Musk has been missing the big picture. Every single step has been a mistake. Not telling people about the dangers of distracted driving, he's ignoring advice of experts, snubbing his own regulators. Why not take a little bit of corporate responsibility, Tesla, and say, pay attention, people. It's long overdue and never too late. Instead, from December 2021 to 2021, Tesla came out with a conscious decision to give drivers and front seat passengers, in view of the driver, the option to play games on a touchscreen on the dashboard while the vehicle is in motion. Drivers need to be paying attention to one thing only, the road, not playing solitaire or other games. It's difficult to fathom. The prompt says, if you're driving, and you can say no, and then you can play solitaire while you're driving, possibly on autopilot with your hands free. The autopilot, that wasn't really meant to be called autopilot, according to Tesla's own engineers, advisors, and experts, because as we previously determined, that's not what it really does. It's just really advanced support driving. One whistleblower forced Tesla to acknowledge this, and 500,000 cars had solitaire removed. Tesla made the change through software update rather than a physical recall. This is serious. Real people's lives are in danger. The alarming increasing number of reported incidents with Tesla vehicles, autopilot malfunctioning, are building an evidence file that demonstrates dangerous business practices. And that's not the only one. Ever heard of phantom braking in Teslas? Google it. I'm not affiliated with any nonprofit or government regulatory agency. I'm an ordinary citizen like you, all who shares the vision of safer roads and believe that automakers like Elon Musk bear direct responsibility for creating dangerous situations for drivers behind the wheel of Tesla vehicles. The so-called autopilot features has anything but foolproof or fully autonomous. Quite the opposite of the real meaning of autopilot. Vehicles cannot be trusted to navigate and brake safely without human control and oversight. Customers are asked to take part in experiments. They don't deserve to be a trillion-dollar industry guinea pig. These problems seem to all stem from Musk's effort to oversell the capabilities of the Tesla. Other automakers are following along with that game plan, which are performing the miracle function that his reckless rhetoric suggests. His technologies are not as advertised, and human beings have been injured or killed because of these flaws. Musk's business decisions are hurting and endangering real people. It's time for him and others to acknowledge we're not in 2039. The year is 2022, and we've got a serious problem with destructive driving. It's time for Elon Musk to be an honorable and responsible citizen. Again, never ever too late. Accident statistics are way up. People are driving impaired and distracted more than ever before. We're living during a global pandemic of distracted driving. Tesla's products are appealing to this dysfunctional market, catering to distracted drivers in ways that make the problems worse. I'm publicly inviting Elon Musk to discuss his responsibility to prioritize automobile and road safety above all other considerations regarding his technological experiments with Tesla. My appeal to him is simple. Acknowledge and fix this mess. Prove that you can be relied upon with people's lives. You know, what would be a nice gesture? Start by putting $100 for every one of the vehicles installed with solitaire and create a fund to educate every driver to the realities of the need to always pay attention behind the wheel. Your investment of $50 million would go a long way to demonstrate some personal responsibility and awareness of this issue. Elon, I hope you're willing to reflect on your mistakes and work towards a real commitment to road safety. Make your vehicle safer by removing distractions from the cockpit and encouraging disciplines behind the wheel. These steps could help to reduce distracted driving rather than adding to the problem. It's time for all car manufacturers to focus their efforts on figuring out how to protect human driving around in your cars. They deserve to arrive safely at their destinations. This is what we know. Human error will always exist, but the ability of humans to detect and react to risk on the road are superior to any existing technologies claiming to do it better than the human brain and senses. The reward for good driving should be plain and simple: the chance to hug your loved ones and the opportunity to drive again another day. Is that so ludicrous to ask for? Thank you very, very much.